Breathing. Oh, that was a good one. Hi everyone, my name is Gabby and I just came back from my first semester of college last week and a lot happened. It was a really big learning curve for me and for many freshmen, and because of that I feel like I have learned a lot, and there are a lot of things that I kind of wish I knew before. And I was that person that watched like every video about college, about what I should know, about like what I should bring to my dorm and stuff like that. But these are the things that I didn't know. And so let's get started. Okay, the first one is that time management is way harder than you think. I was that person in high school that was able to manage everything. I could handle my schoolwork, like my AP and honors classes, as well as drama club, dance or cheer, and then like work, and then having a social life, as well as having me time. I was able to manage it all. And then college came. It's so like everything is optional, but not optional. Like, you don't have to do the reading, but it'll help you on the test. You don't have to go to class, but it will help you pass the class. You don't have to do anything, but you should. And it's a lot of stuff that is thrown at you. You have to manage your schoolwork as well as having a social life, any clubs or organizations that you're a part of, or having just time to yourself. It was a little challenging to manage all that. Try to manage your time as best as you can, but it's gonna be difficult. The next one is your physical health is very important when you're in college because it will affect your mental health. Like around like exam seasons and stuff like that, I basically focused on school because I thought that's what I had to do. And then because of that, my mental health went to shit because my physical health went to shit. Like, even if it's for like 15 minutes, just move your body. You don't even have to like exercise or go to the gym. Literally, if I didn't have anywhere to go, but I was alone in my room, I would stretch. Like, that would be my break. But when I started going to the library to do assignments, I can't just stretch in the middle of the library. So it was hard to figure out what I could do in between. And because of that, my physical health wasn't good. And I didn't go to the gym because social anxiety. So take care of your physical health. That's just as important as your mental health. Your physical health actually helps your mental health. So take care of that when you're in college. Next is about making friends. If you are shy, making friends is very challenging. I am a very shy person. I do have social anxiety, so making friends was very difficult for me. I am still figuring out because I don't have a lot of friends still, but it's literally been the first semester, and I think during that time you're just figuring out what college is, so I'm not worried about that. But if you make the first move, making friends is way easier. For example, story time. I went to an event, but my one friend that I had, she had just broken up with her girlfriend, so she wasn't in a good mood, which I understand, but I didn't have anyone else to go with. So I texted someone who I was friends with. I didn't hang out with her other than dance club, but I met her in dance club and I had her number. So I just texted her saying, hey, are you going to this event? And if she wanted to go with me. Turns out she was going with a bunch of other friends, and so I went with her and met all these wonderful people. It was just, oh my God, I'm so happy that I did that. So when you're making friends, and even if you're shy, try to make the first move. Just put yourself out there. It's scary, it's terrifying, I know. Believe me, I know. But it will make your life so much easier, and making friends, it'll just be so much easier for you. My next thing is about friends again, but about how you don't need to be friends with everyone. This is something that I think I benefited from because I didn't have a lot of friends. I was able to focus on myself. I was able to focus on my schoolwork, a little too much, but I was able to do all that I passed all my classes. However, I know a bunch of other people who had so many friends that they couldn't focus on that one assignment. But some people who had a lot of friends struggled with their assignments because they just wanted to be with their friends, or their friends would ask them to go hang out. And I'm not saying don't have any friends, because obviously you need friends, but don't like overdo it. You don't need a million friends. Just have those that, like, the friends that understand you. The less friends you have, the more time you have to yourself. Your roommate will probably not be your best friend. Now, my roommate, we're fine, I guess. It's a weird situation with us because we started off trying to be each other's best friend, and you know, it was okay, but she was involved in a lot of drama. Every time there's drama, I step out. I can't stand that shit. So I basically just distanced myself from that whole situation, and I think doing that caused us to not really be friends, I guess. There are times where we're in our room and like this happened like 3 days in a row, I swear, but we wouldn't say a single word to each other. And it's not like we hate each other, we just don't talk. And so it made some things like weird and awkward. We aren't really, I mean, I think we're friends, I really don't know, but we're not best friends. You're probably not gonna be best friends with your roommate, and honestly, that's probably for the best, because if you were best friends with your roommate and then something happened, you're screwed. All right, the next one, don't get into a, hold on, am I still recording? The next thing, don't get into a relationship your first semester. I made that mistake. My best friend at college, she made that same mistake. Story time, okay, another one. So, the first half of the semester, I had a hard time making friends. Like I said, I'm shy, I still am struggling with that. But at the time, I really didn't have any. Like, that one friend who I had was in a relationship at the time, so I didn't want to, you know, overstep my boundaries, so I would let her be with her girlfriend. So I just distanced myself, causing me to not have really anyone to talk to. And guess what my dumbass did? Tinder. And I met a guy who I really liked him. And we got along so well. It was great the first week or two. And he was telling me how wonderful I was and how happy he was with me and you know, that shit. And then like the next week, I think he lost feelings for me. It's really confusing. I'm not gonna lie, it is really confusing. But he went from telling me how perfect and wonderful I was to him breaking up with me. And I'm happy he did that really fast. We dated like 3 weeks. It wasn't long, but I fell way too hard, way too fast for this guy. And when he broke up with me, it was very, very difficult. And of course, he broke up with me like on a Friday, and then that next Monday I had a huge test. Didn't do well on that. So I recommend at least your first semester, don't even bother with relationships. Just figure out college first, figure out what you can handle, and friends are better than a relationship. And don't be stupid like I was. I put like all my happiness into him. That's stupid and horrible. I should not have done that. Don't go on Tinder when you're lonely. So don't get into a relationship. That's my story. All right, my next thing is you will miss your family a lot. I missed my family a lot. Like a lot. Like I went home every other weekend a lot. And it wasn't just my family. Of course I missed my animals. My cat's right there. My dog, I don't know where he is. But I miss them a lot. Like my dog is literally on my arm. I love him so much. Yeah, it was really difficult the first like month or two. And it still is something that I struggle with. Like if I'm away for like 3 weeks without seeing them, it does kind of affect me. But like then I would either go home just for the weekend, or in that case they could come up and bring the dogs. That helps me too. But it does get better. Like as I lived there, I realized how much I enjoy being independent. It will get better. You will feel more comfortable at school. You will feel your dorm will become a little bit more homey. It won't ever be like home. I don't think it will ever be. It will get much better, but try not to go home every weekend because that'll just hurt you even more. Rate My Professor is very important. Make sure you use that when choosing classes. However, if you go to the class, this is something that happened. You know what? Story time. I chose, I was ahead. I have some college credits, so I'm a little bit ahead of most of the other nursing majors in my year. So because of that, I took some other classes that I needed for my core, and one of them is a philosophy class. I signed up for one, and his reviews on Rate My Professor were wonderful. But when I was there, I just had this negative feeling that I would not enjoy this class, that he would be way too strict, that I would be miserable in that class. So I changed it, and I changed it to my aesthetic curriculum that I needed for my major. Mine was graphic design. I am really good at art. I love, if you can't tell from my whole room, from all my other videos, I can show you if you want. All that, you know, I'm an artsy person, so that class was very easy for me. My professor was much better. I'm so happy that I did that. It just helped me so much more, and I didn't have to deal with that other professor, which is a plus, because there's no way I could have handled that class, especially my first semester. This actually leads into my next point, which is try to take one easy class per semester. It'll just make all the other classes much easier. Next semester, I don't have that option to really choose a class because the nursing curriculum is very strict. But if you can, try to choose one easy class. Like if you're an artsy person, do graphic design or some art class. Or if you are a good writer, do a writing class. Just something that's easier for you. Try to do that. One easy class per semester, it will help you a lot. And the last one is about parties. So I did not party a lot. I went to one for 15 minutes and left. I'm going back and forth whether I should have done more or not, but I'm thinking I did the right thing because for some reason I get anxious when I think about when someone asks me if I want to drink or want to smoke marijuana or something. I get really anxious. I want to experience it, but if I'm already anxious, that's not good. So I'm very happy that I didn't make myself do it, because obviously if I'm not comfortable, I shouldn't do it. That's just for anyone if they're feeling the same way. Wait till you're not anxious, or wait till you are comfortable with the people that you're with. Don't stress about it, because that's one thing that I kept doing, was stressing about parties, because it felt like everyone was partying and that was the only way to have fun. It isn't. There's so many other ways that you can have fun. Go to events, go meet friends, just go out, see anyone who has a car, go be their friend and just go walk around town. Literally, you don't have to be partying. And that's something that I kept thinking about. Don't party if you don't feel comfortable. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Comment down below any other tips that you have or anything that I should know, because I'm still learning about how to be a college student. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!